All right, so we're diving into the AI world today, looking at all the big things that happen on March 25th, 2025. Really, so much is happening every single day now. We had image generation, some seriously powerful language models coming out. Oh, and even some like business stuff shaking things up. You ready to jump in?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the place to start has got to be this Reve Image thing.
Reve Image,
It
yeah.
came out of nowhere, and it's already topping the artificial analysis leaderboard. Like, straight up knocked Recraft off the top spot.
Wow, right out the gate, huh?
And the team behind it, whoa. You got Christian Cantrell. He was VP of Product at Stability AI.
Oh, yeah, I know that name.
And then Taesung Park, Michaël Gharbi. They're both Adobe alumni.
Adobe, huh? Okay, so we're talking serious design chops right there.
For sure.
So this Reve thing, how do you even pronounce it?
It's Rêve, like the French word rêve, which
Yeah.
means dream.
Dream, okay. Catchy. So what's all the buzz about? What makes it so special?
Well, from what I'm seeing, it's really good at rendering text into images, like way better than anything we've seen before. Plus, it sticks to the prompts super well. You know how some of these AI image generators, they kind of do their own thing?
Yeah, sometimes it feels like you're just along for the ride.
Exactly. But this Reve, it really nails what you ask for. And people are saying the images just have this really nice aesthetic, really pleasing to look at.
Oh, so it's user-friendly too, right? I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, apparently it's a breeze to use.
Hmm.
But get this, it even beats Ideogram in typography.
No way! Ideogram, that was supposed to be like the typography king?
I know, right? So that tells you something right there. They're really serious about getting the details right.
Makes sense with the whole Adobe connection, huh? Like they know that designers need that level of control.
Absolutely. And Michaël Gharbi, one of the creators, he said their mission is to invent the future of intent-driven visual creation.
Intent-driven, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's not just about checking keywords at it and hoping for the best. They want the AI to really understand what you're trying to communicate visually.
Right, right. I remember Taesung Park, he made a comment about how a lot of these text-to-image models, they're basically like random slice-of-the-world generators.
Huh. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like they're just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
But Revive's going for something deeper.
Way deeper. They're talking about, like, enhancing the AI with logic, making it understand more complex prompts, and obviously nailing that text rendering within images.
I wonder if they're using like a bunch of different models working together instead of just one giant model.
That's a good question. I mean, it would make sense. Different models for different aspects of image creation. And, you know, there's this theory going around that this is kind of the vision Christian Cantrell had back at Stability AI.
So maybe this is like the next evolution of that thinking. It's pretty exciting to see where this could go.
Definitely. And speaking of exciting developments, we got to talk about this new DeepSeek model.
DeepSeek, yeah, they just released V3-0324, right?
That's the one. It's considered a post-training update. So it's like they took their existing model and gave it some extra training to really refine its skills.
Like a masterclass for an already smart AI.
Exactly. And early results, they're looking really good. Performance is right up there with Sonnet 3.6, which is a big deal.
So it's in the big leagues now.
Oh, yeah. And in some tests, it's actually beating out DeepSeek's own R1 and Claude 3.7.
So it's like their own student surpassing the teacher.
Pretty much. And the cool thing is it's not just some research paper. You can actually use it right now.
Oh, where can people find it?
It's up on Hugging Face, hosted by Hyperbolic Labs.
Yeah.
And it's also available through Fireworks AI. So, yeah, anyone who wants to play around with it, they can.
Very cool. And did I see something about it running really well on Apple Silicon?
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Apparently, it's super efficient on Macs, especially with the M3 Ultra chip. They're getting over 20 tokens per second.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, you got to give credit to Apple's mlx-lm framework. I think that plays a big role. It shows you how optimizing for specific hardware can make a huge difference.
Definitely. I also saw they redesigned the interface a bit.
Oh, yeah. They went for a more dynamic look with V3. Like, they have these animated weather cards now, instead of those basic toggle buttons from R1.
Little touches like that can really improve the experience.
For sure. But, okay, get this. In a code creativity benchmark, where they had to write a Python ray tracer.
Oh, wow, that's getting pretty technical.
It is. But basically, the AI had to create a complex 3D scene with lighting and all that. And guess what? DeepSeek V3 is now on par with Sonnet 3.7.
No way, really? So this thing can code like a pro now?
Pretty much. That's a huge leap in its ability to actually understand and generate complex code.
Okay, so we got Reve Image, DeepSeek. What else is shaking things up?
Well, Alibaba's Quen team, they're not messing around either.
What have they been up to?
They just dropped Quen 2.5 VL32B Instruct on Hugging Face.
VL, so that means vision and language, right?
Exactly. It can handle both images and text. And the crazy thing is, it's actually outperforming their own 72 billion parameter model, the Quen 2.5, on some of these vision tasks.
A 32 billion parameter model beating a 72 billion one. Size isn't everything, huh?
Sometimes smaller and more focused is better.
So what else is impressive about this Quen model?
Well, it's also showing improvements in mathematical reasoning, which is always a good sign. And it's better aligned with human preferences. It's getting better at giving us what we actually want.
That's important, especially as these models become more integrated into our lives. What about access? Can anyone use this Quen model?
Yeah, it's released under the Apache 2.0 license, so it's open source. That makes it super accessible for researchers and developers.
Nice. Any hints about what they're working on next?
Well, they're adding support for Quen 3 models to the Hugging Face Transformers library.
Ooh, Quen 3, that sounds intriguing.
Right. And there's some buzz that one of the Quen 3 models, the 15BA to B1, might be perfect for CPU inference.
So you wouldn't need fancy GPUs to run it.
Exactly. And if that's true, it could make this kind of advanced AI way more accessible to people.
That would be huge. Okay, so we've talked about image generation, language models, but what about NVIDIA? They're usually up to something.
Oh, they definitely are. They just released these new Mamba image backbones on Hugging Face.
Mamba, that was that architecture they were talking about for processing long sequences of data, right?
Yep. Some people thought it could even be a rival to Transformers in some areas.
So now they're bringing Mamba to image processing. What's the big deal there?
Well, it could mean big speed improvements.
Yeah.
And they're offering these Mamba backbones in different sizes and resolutions, so developers have a lot of options.
Makes sense, giving people flexibility depending on their needs.
But wait, there's more. NVIDIA also unveiled their Nemotron H family.
Nemotron H. Okay, what's that?
They're hybrid models. Basically, they combine Mamba with the traditional transformer architecture.
So they're taking the best of both worlds. Smart move.
And the results, well, NVIDIA is claiming up to 3 times faster performance with these Nemotron H models. They range in size from 8 billion to 56 billion parameters.
Whoa, that's a big jump in speed.
Definitely. For things like real-time video analysis, that kind of speed could be game-changing.
Okay, gotta ask about Meta. They're always doing some interesting research. What have they been up to?
They dropped this paper on ParetoQ. It's about, this is going to sound a bit technical, but extremely low-bit quantization for large language models.
Okay, break that down for me. What's low-bit quantization and why should I care?
Imagine you have this huge AI model, right? It needs a ton of memory and processing power to work. Quantization basically reduces the precision of the numbers the model uses.
Kind of like simplifying the math, right?
Yeah, exactly. Makes the model smaller and faster. Now, what Meta's doing with ParetoQ is they're looking at going down to just 2 bits per weight.
2 bits? That's like crazy small.
I know. It's an insane level of compression.
But there's got to be a trade-off, right? The model can't be as good if it's using that little information.
Well, that's the amazing part. Their research suggests they could get these 2-bit models performing almost as well, but with only a 10% increase in compute.
Only 10% for that much compression. That's incredible. So what does this mean for regular people, not just AI researchers?
Imagine having really powerful AI that could run on your phone, like super capable writing assistants or chat bots all working offline. That's the kind of potential we're talking about.
That would be amazing. No more laggy cloud services.
Exactly. Of course, there's debate about how much you can quantize before the model starts losing its intelligence, but still, this ParetoQ thing, it's a big step forward.
And they're saying it's a better way to compare different quantization techniques, right?
Exactly. It's a more rigorous framework. Oh, and get this. Some people are comparing this low-bit stuff to how our own brains work. Like, the synapses in our brains, they might operate with a pretty low number of bits per connection.
Whoa, so we're kind of mimicking the brain's efficiency now.
In a way, yeah. It's fascinating. But moving on, have you heard about this Teapot LLM?
Teapot LLM, yeah, that name sticks out. What's special about that one?
So it's open source and pretty small, about 800 million parameters. But what's cool is that it's designed for question answering and document extraction, and it's hallucination resistant.
Hallucination resistant, you mean it doesn't just make stuff up?
Right, which is a big problem with some of these language models. And get this, it runs entirely on a CPU.
No GPU needed. That makes it super accessible.
Exactly. Anyone can try it out. There's even a demo available.
That's awesome. So if you need to analyze some documents or get answers to questions without relying on the cloud, Teapot LLM could be a great tool. What about language support? Is it just English?
It was trained mainly on English, but it's based on FLAN T5, so theoretically it should be able to handle all the languages that FLAN T5 covers.
Nice, so it's got potential there.
Oh, and it can extract structured data into JSON format using a specific library, which is pretty handy. And remember how we were talking about efficiency? This thing is tiny. It can run at about 2 GB of RAM on Google Colab.
So it's lightweight and powerful. That's a winning combination. Okay, gotta talk about ChatGPT. Did you see this thing about their improved memory?
Yeah, the memory alpha update, people are saying it's a huge leap forward.
Huge? How so?
Some are even comparing it to the jump from GPT-2 to GPT-4.
Whoa, seriously? So it can actually hold a conversation now without forgetting everything?
It's getting much better at it, yeah. Like, one user said they built a system on top of ChatGPT that can have conversations over 500 turns, and it remembers everything. No hallucinations, no drift.
500 turns? That's insane. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast.
I know, right? And this system can even learn the user's communication style and adapt to it. Plus, you can back up and restore the chat state across different browsers. It's pretty slick.
That could change everything. Imagine having these really long, complex interactions with an AI that actually remembers what you talked about before.
It's a big deal. And it could give OpenAI a serious advantage in the conversational AI space.
Definitely. All right, last but not least, let's talk about money. How's the AI business world doing?
Well, Anthropic is having a moment. They're seeing a massive revenue surge right now.
That's great news. What's driving that growth?
A lot of it seems to be coming from their integration with AWS Bedrock.
Ah, so businesses are using their models through Amazon's cloud platform.
Exactly. And that seems to be translating into a lot of revenue for Anthropic.
So it's a sign that businesses are really starting to embrace these advanced AI models.
For sure. But just remember, these are revenue figures, not profit.
Right, right. So they're making money, but we don't know how much they're actually keeping.
Exactly. Still, it's definitely a positive sign for Anthropic.
So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the AI world on March 25th, 2025. We saw amazing new image generation capabilities, powerful language models, and even some exciting developments in the business side of things.
It's incredible how fast this field is moving.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, where is all this heading? What's going to be the next big breakthrough?
Who knows? But one thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride.
Absolutely. And that's it for our deep dive today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.